What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Sports Hub, man, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football, man. Our Washington Commanders, took belt to ass to the Las Vegas Raiders, man, 41-24. Let's talk about it. All right, man. So, as y'all know, man, yesterday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, man, our Washington Commanders returned back to Northwest Stadium, where we are now currently, 9-2 since the last season at home. And we pretty much dog walked the Las Vegas Raiders 41-24. But before I get into my recap of the game, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Also click that bell so that y'all can be notified when your boy Simba drops new content on this here platform. All right, man, so let's get into it. And first off, man, I know the score was 41-24, and it looked like it was out of hand most of the game. But I'm going to start off this bullshit with one particular stat, and I'm going to scroll down. I know we normally start with the offense and work our way down, but I'm going to start off with this right here. Yes, Matt Gay went 2 for 3, but I don't know if y'all saw what I saw. Slim is not a good NFL kicker, bruh. We should have had very well 44 points on the board yesterday, and we did not capitalize on the field goals that we had. And I know he was 2 for 3. I know y'all see me highlight this and show 2 for 3. But I am not one that's going to sit here and be like, hey, well, at least he made it. Slim missed a 37-yard field goal kick, bro. I don't know who in the NFL, when you got Bama's Pauls, no Diddy, banging out 60-plus in the NFL currently right now consistently, and you missing a 37-yard field goal, and I'm going to give him the credit. I'm going to give him partial credit. Like, it's still very much he need to be off my motherfucking team. Matt Gay missed the 50-yard field goal, but they called the timeout to try to, ice the kicker, which came out to bite the Raiders in their ass, and he ended up making the second one. And then come on, bro, if we gonna talk football, we know that it's highly unlikely that a person missed that next kick. Like, you call the timeout, even if they practice kick it and they miss it, they're going to make the next one. And it's very, and then we do see sometimes where they miss the first one, even when or they make the first one and you ice them, and they miss the second one. But that's highly unlikely for this guy, number 16, who no longer belongs on this team. I'm telling y'all right now, and I'm not trying to jinx our team by any means necessary, and it may come off this way, but I don't give a fuck. You cannot win games against good teams when you are not getting points when the points are given to us. When we get past that 50-yard line, when we get it within that 50-yard or any field goal kicker's range, and we got an opportunity to come away with 3 points against good teams, that's not a good success to winning the game. And I'm not saying that the success of a win or loss, lies solely on a field goal kicker, but points matter, man. Again, that's what I'm really trying to get at. Points matters for good playing against good teams. Field points matter. So when you get into field goal or getting into scoring range, you got to come away with some points, some way, shape, or form, either by touchdown or coming away with field goals. And he's not it. He's not it, man. He's not it for me. I don't know about y'all, but he ain't it for me. Now we're going to stop. Now we're going to get back into the offense, man. Our Washington Commanders, we ran with our backup quarterback, Marcus Mariota, due to Jaden Daniels not being fully healthy to go against the Las Vegas Raiders. And Dan Quinn and company wanted to take side of caution and let him rest that knee up a little bit more. I'd rather have a healthy JD from week 4 on out than to have JD playing hobbled for about 6 to 8 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's how bad the injury is. They're saying that it's day-to-day. But I think that Dan Quinn and the coaching staff, Cliff Kingsbury, believed in Marcus Mariota to step in and step up against a team that's still trying to build things over there in Las Vegas. Did they play a pretty good game? Geno definitely bounced back from the horrible 3 interceptions. And Trey almost had one, but, he bobbled it and was fighting with Will Harris for it. But Marcus Mariota played a very good game. Cliff Kingsbury called a very good game. And I think yesterday we kind of seen some of that run success that we had against the New York Giants. and it still poses, and it's got some kind of truth to it. Can we run the ball against good teams, good defenses? Yet that's yet to be seen because we haven't shown that, right? But I'm going to take 32 carries throughout our whole running back team, all our running backs, including Marcus Mariota, having 6 of them for 40 yards, even though he fumbled on one, which was a great call. Just got to cover the points. But 32 carries for 201 yards, averaging 6.3 yards a carry. That's a successful run game. And then it opened up our passing game so much better because it allowed Terry McLaurin to sit down in the zones, and then he inevitably, got behind the coverage on one of them. I'm gonna say this: Marcus could have threw that ball out there to not make Terry McLaurin stop his stride, and he can just keep running with it. But Marcus was like, "Hey, I want to make sure the pass get there." So Terry did have to stop for it. But I'm gonna say this: Terry is the most slow 4.3 running receiver that I've seen. Now I don't know if his acceleration is just slow. Or he just don't. But it's so crazy because he can create separation on any deep pass. And then, we see a lot of times where he's running side by side or he'll stack a cornerback, but they right there. He just make a hell of a play. But the one catch that he did that Terry had, not one catch. He had 3 catches. He had 4 targets, 74 yards. It should have been a touchdown. I know everybody is debating, was his hip down? Was his buttocks down? I don't know, man. It looks very, very close to call. And I do not like I understand that they're trying to implement this new AI technology where it automatically reviews it and it takes it out of the human error read from the head ref to make the call. But hey, bro, y'all got all them TVs up in New York in the referee studio, whatever y'all call it, officiating studio. I feel like that should be something that we should be able to at least call and be able to challenge, even if they, come out and say, hey, it was incomplete. I feel as though this is something that we should still be able to review. And I think we should review it because it did look like a touchdown. But it wasn't. It was what it was. But if y'all saw the chants and the roars from the TV, and I know they was chanting Terry McLaurin's name when he made that catch. Because that was kind of his, hey, welcome back type of catch and type of game where it's like, all right, we can kind of see Terry McLaurin getting back to his original self or the success that he had last year, right? So I'm excited that he did, had the 3 catches. He's still trying to, and I heard Santana Moss say this in the post game, is that, man, this is his 3rd preseason game initially, but he's kind of getting better. He's getting better as time goes on. But he ended up having a quad injury that they're reporting due to him stretching for try to get the touchdown. Hopefully it's nothing minor, but I like what we have from an offense, man. I like that Cliff Kingsbury stuck with the run. I'm not gonna say dumbed down the offense. I think that he utilized more of what we have from an offensive perspective, and that is the run game. I don't even know the last time we ran for 30. We had 32 rushing attempts. We didn't have it against the Packers. I know that for sure. I don't know if it was like close to that for the Giants. Y'all let me know in the comments. But Jeremy McNichols, man, that was like a old, when we had AP on the team and he breaking tackles and extending the play, and he took that motherfucker for 78 yards. Like, he took that bitch for a 60-yarder. Like, that was an amazing run. Shout out to Jeremy McNichols. I know I've been giving him a lot of flack. I already know. I know I've made videos saying that I'm cool on McNichols, but he showed up for that play. And I'm going to leave it there. Marcus Mariota, like I said, he had 6 catches, 40 rushing yards. 6 carries for 40 yards. He did have that read option where it faked out the camera. We thought he handed it off, but he escaped on the backside, no diddy, and he ended up fumbling. He had like a 20-yard carry, 20-yard gain, but it got negated because he fumbled. You know what I'm saying? He fumbled at the end. And I wasn't too mad at it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Turnovers, fumbles happen. You don't like to see it from our team, but it happened. And then we saw C-Rod. C-Rod starting on the practice squad and then having to step up because, we lost Austin Eckler to Achilles injury for the season. And he stepped up, man, and he hit the ground running. And before he hit the ground running, the opening kickoff, bro, I'm yelling. Debo took the opening kickoff about 50, 60 yards, and everybody say, man, see, that's why he fat, man. He supposed to score on that. And it's like, bruh, he got us all the way into on the opposite side of the 50. I'll take that. I ain't expecting him to house every kick return or nothing like that. He got us in good offensive position to be able to go in and score on our opening drive. Did we score on our opening drive? Yeah, I think we did score on our opening drive. Y'all let me know in the comments. But I was truly happy seeing the offense, seeing us get guys open, and then we saw I got another guy that I've been having major question marks about. Luke McCaffrey, man. Luke McCaffrey came in, had 3 catches, 56 yards, and he had his first NFL touchdown. I'm not going to say it was in garbage minutes because at the end of the day, the Raiders were still out there trying to get a stop. So they were still out there. They wanted to send pressure. Luke Pauls got on the backside, got behind the linebacker, and Marcus threw a little floater to him, and he took it for 6, man. So happy to see Luke get open and make a catch, and actually had a couple of catches. And it's good to see him start to get into the swing of things inside the offense, man, because we're gonna need him, and with Noah Brown being out, hopefully we can get him back next week against Atlanta. But offensively, man, and I'm excited. I like what we see from the offense. I like us using Debo. I still would like to see us run other formations other than just pistol and shotgun. I'm not going fake. I would like to see us get under center a little bit, man, run some stretch plays. And I know that we may not have the O-line for it. I don't know the reason why we're not doing it. But I'm understanding this is the things. These are just me, Simba, sitting here on the couch just wishing that, I'm seeing other successful offenses run under center, running stretch plays, running toss plays, running bootlegs with Jade. I can see that offense for us with Jaden Daniels. I just truly can. I can see him running under the center. Maybe that's something that he's trying to progress and work on, but we ain't see a lot of it with Marcus Mariota either. And we rarely run under center, but I think that keeps defenses like guessing what formation they're gonna come out in. I think that there's formations you can run under center, have John Bates at fullback, and be the blocking tight end that we use him for, or you can run it with Ben Sinnott, and leak him out. And there's so many variations you can do under center as well, man. But I don't know. That's just something I would personally like to see. Y'all let me know if y'all like to see us, call more formations, or are y'all happy with how the offense is playing right now? I'm happy for how we showed up, especially after getting dismantled against, a good defensive team in the Packers. And that question I know is going to continue to linger over our team until we play another good team is, are we really a good team, or we just play good against bad teams? Fuck it. I'll take the W. We 2-1 right now. Fuck them. I don't care what they say. The one sack, which was a hell of a play by Max Crosby, bro. Like, he read that shit to the T. Had a great jump on the ball. Read it, the read option. And shout out to Lil Bill, man, for still just trying to take on the block and free up Marcus Mariota. But Max said, nah, fuck that. We looking like ass. I need to try to make a play. And he did. He made a hell of a play. He had a good game. Shout out to our offensive line. I know that it was a late scratch for Brandon Coleman, and it definitely scratched my head because I'm like, he practiced. It looks like he was good to go, and then he was a late minute scratch, not due to injury reported. That it wasn't due to injury why he was not playing. They saying Chris Paul just played better. He just played better. And like I always say, man, if you have any story in your personal life where it's like you the underdog and you just waiting for that one moment, that's what the NFL is all about, bro. Like, if you get in a moment where you can show and showcase your talents and the coaches recognize that, I got to tip my hat off to Chris Paul, man, for staying locked in and being ready for when his number was called. And his number was called yesterday. He ended up getting the starting role over Brandon Coleman, who we drafted and thought that we had all-pro tackle at some points and phases during last season, and thought that he may be a future Hall of Famer, all/all-pro at left guard. And I don't know if in the first 2 games they just didn't see enough from him from a pass protection and from a run fit perspective. Almost messed up those P words, baby. But we saw Chris Paul, and he did fairly well. I've never seen us have so much success running up the A and B gap. I just haven't seen it. And maybe that is because we played I'm not going to say a weaker team or anything like that. We played who we played. The schedule is the schedule. But he looked good. And then we also did something that I thought we should have did going into week 1. I don't know how Nick Allegretti looked better than Andrew Wiley starting at right guard until we get Sam Cosmi back. But I was in favor of Sam Cosmi. Yeah, he had a flag. He had a penalty. But I'll take a penalty. I'm not mad at that. But our offensive line looked good. It held up for the pass. It held up with the run. So I got to give a major shout out to Dan Quinn and offensive line coach and Cliff Kingsbury all coming together and saying, hey, we're going to make these 2 changes on the offensive line. And that's what you got to do throughout the season. And I get it, certain guys that, yeah, you cannot be a next man. You can't have a next man up mentality. But some motherfuckers, you just got to have a next man up mentality. If you're not producing, sorry, Brandon Coleman, hopefully you get another chance. Hopefully you can, showcase that you really are a true left guard and a starter for us, in Washington. Or you might find yourself being a career backup. But, hey, best of luck to you, my guy. I hope you can fight back and get into that starting role. But if not, Chris Paul, let's rock. Same goes for Chris Connolly Jr. For Josh Connolly Jr., man. He did not play a bad football game. And I know some people want to say, well, he had the holding call. Hey, Slim, y'all tell me this. A or B? A, would you rather your motherfucking quarterback get his head taken off? Or B, would you rather take a holding penalty and save your quarterback from getting his head taken off? And you just, hey, that's me, coach. I take that one. Every veterans even give up not costly, but give up penalties. I don't expect this guy to come in here and be a all-pro, right tackle, coming from left tackle, going to go play right tackle. Man, let the man work. Yes, I do think that he needs to play against this great level of competition that he's been going up the last 3 weeks. It's only going to make him better. Or it's going to expose him to say, man, you just ain't, we might need to figure out a way to, you might need to be a backup and see what we're going to do with Laramie Tunsil and the rest of his contract. And then you can take over for him. Or we need to go and get us another right. We need to go get us a bona fide right tackle. But I'm glad that they stuck with Josh Connolly. Yes, he has a longer leash. He's a rookie. He's going to have a longest leash. But if he is getting beat, like bad, yeah, you might have to go with Andrew Wiley. But I'm happy that they stuck with him throughout the game, and he played a very good game. He played a very good game. All right, let's get on to the defense, and we see I got Bobby Wag, man, doing his thing, leading the front, and I just want to say this, Joe Witt. I don't know if you listen to Simba Sports Hub, my guy, but it seemed like you listen to Simba Sports Hub, or you've been hearing a lot of the fan base and what they've been asking for, or what they see from, the last 2 weeks, is that you're not getting the pressure that you would like to turn into, sacks or QB pressures and making, guys, speed up their clock. It wasn't happening. Now, this week, it did happen. Dorrance Armstrong played a hell of a game. Deron Payne played a hell of a game. We saw Von Miller actually first time getting to the quarterback. So shout out to Von Miller getting his first sack with the Washington Commanders. Dorrance Armstrong has had a sack in every game. He's almost close to surpassing what he did last year. If he gets a sack every game, he's going to be well into that 7. What I said, all I need is 7, 8 sacks, my guy. 7, 8, and 10, that's a good year. That's a good year for me, brother, and I appreciate you. But we saw Bobby Wagner, we saw him in moments on his defense. Well, we saw him in pass coverage, and I'm still sitting here scratching my head like, God damn, Slim, like that. Those times of Bobby Wagner dropping back in pass coverage is over with. That's retired. That part of his game has retired already. Is already got his gold jacket for that. We already locked that part up of his game. We already retired that part. My man is a straight run fit blitzing linebacker now. That's what his game is at. That's what he is superb at. And to what Joe Witt said in his presser last week, coming up into the game, is that Frankie Louisville is now getting that view as a pass rusher. Like a Mike. I'm not saying, nope, I'm not going to say it because I already know what y'all going to say. Well, you go to Mike. No, I'm not. He's already getting those looks. And I agree with Joe Witt. He's definitely been pointed out at the line of scrimmage. Like, watch out for Full. Watch out for Oos. And now you got to mix it up. You got to send other guys. And we saw that out of Bobby Wagner, who had two sacks yesterday. I said that's where Bobby Wagner is going to be the Hall of Famer, Pro Bowl, All-Pro linebacker this year. That's what he's going to be great at. He's going to be great at doing what he's doing normally, and it's tackling the running backs and corner and safeties, and receivers and tight ends and things, being a tackler. He's great at that. He's still great at that. He can still do that at a very high level. But now we got to start using him as a blitzer, man. We got to start getting the defense thing. Oh, now, well, you don't know. We see Bobby and Frankie line up. We don't know who coming. And we saw it. We saw how successful it was, and we blitzed early. We blitzed early in the game. We sat back in a little bit. I want to say a little bit more zone this game, but I might be wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that. But it looked good. It really looked good. I like what I saw from Bobby Wagner. I liked how they called the game. And now we got to talk about the injuries, man. Marshawn Lattimore got hurt. Looked like he had a concussion, but he came back out. Amazing game by our rookie, Trey Amos, but he got hurt again too, man. We had a lot of injuries. Will Hurst, man, prayers up to you. Hopefully you have a speedy recovery, my guy. But as you guys already know, and we're going to get into this a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up now. We're going to go ahead and get into our recent signing, and this is reported by Jeremy Fowler that we brought in, due to losing Will Hurst, we brought in Darnell Savage, former Maryland Terrapin, had a couple of stints. I think he started off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's last played for the Jaguars, and it sounded like we were signing him to a deal and that he's going to have a key role. I kind of wished and hoped that it was going to be a little bit of Tyler Owens and Jeremy Reeves. We was going to, flow those two guys into the defense. But we bringing in Darnell Savage. Happy to have him on board. And shout out to Rio Robinson, man. He made a nice joke, bro. He said, hey, I guess 28, 29, that's defeating the age, hiring, because he wanted Justin Simmons. I would have liked Justin Simmons too. But, we brought in Darnell Savage. Shout out to him. Wish him nothing but the best. And then we got to talk about this right here, man. Marcus Mariota ran over our guy, man. Our head coach, DQ. And my man definitely smacked his head on the ground, bro. He definitely had a concussion. I don't care what nobody say. My man got up trying to hold on his balance. He was definitely trying to hold on for dear life. But shout out to DQ. He got back up. He coached the rest of the game. Here are some of the... Percy Butler got hurt with the hip injury. If I just hit show more. It was some injuries we had today, man. Hopefully we can get guys healthy, man. Hopefully this not turn into an injury-prone year for us. Hopefully we can get some guys back. Shout out to the offense. Shout out to the defense. Shout out to the coaching adjustments that we made yesterday. And hopefully that can lead into, next week going up against the Atlanta Falcons, who got pretty much belt the ass by their division rivals, the Carolina Panthers, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Make sure y'all, again, subscribe to the video. We're trying to run it up to 800 subscribers. I appreciate all the support. I'll catch y'all in the next one, baby. Raise hell, I'm out of here.